All right, let's get this started up. We're gonna switch over to the intro video in about 2 more seconds. And now. How you doing, Nostra? Okay, I should have the music back up. Can you hear the music, everything? Let's see, got a R6 with an ace. R6, what's R6? Not sure what R6 is. Is that a video game? Oh yeah, no school tomorrow. I mean, I'd hope you didn't if it was Saturday. Having Saturday school? It's for the bad kids, right? I remember I had to go to like Saturday school or weekend school one time, and they had 2 different versions of it. They had a 2-hour and a 4-hour version, and my mom thought I had the 2-hour version, which was for the lesser offenders, I guess. And so she came to pick me up at the 2-hour version, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm still here for 2 more hours." And she was like, "Fuck no, you're not." And she went in there and she was like, started this whole scene, and I was like, "Damn, you're embarrassing me." In front of all my hoodlum friends, because of course they were all also there at Saturday school for the 4-hour version. But Rainbow Six Siege, I've heard that's really good. I heard that's a fun game. So as you can see, this right here, this is one of the pages. This is page number 13, I believe, of the Body Horror Vacui book that I've been working on, art zine or whatever I've been working on. And I'm going to be coloring it in today. Now, this is mostly organs and stuff like that. So I'm going to be going with organ colors. We're going to be going with like purples, browns, greens, reds, maybe a little bit of yellow. Major technician for mechatronics. What the fuck? Mechatronics? You making robots and shit? That's wild, bro. Mechatronics is a difficult subject like technical mechanics, buff physics, and electronic machines. Very complicated. That's so awesome. That's so fucking cool, man. I wish I would have pursued my passions earlier rather than independently, because I probably would have worked in something, you know, like mechatronics. That's fucking wild. That's super cool. I don't know if I would have worked in something like that, but I probably would have worked something that aligned with my, you know, technical expertise rather than, I worked in a lab for a little while. You know, I worked my way up a lab, but I think I much would have preferred, you know, going into engineering or something like that. For Erasmus, what's Erasmus? I'm gonna look up what Erasmus is. Erasmus Mundus. Oh, it's a university. Oh man. What time is it over there right now? Right now, it's, for me, it's 2:30 p.m. Okay, so I haven't even started coloring anything. Usually what I do is I block out big chunks, and then I go in and do the details afterwards. So I feel like this, it looks like a liver. These were all drawn stream of consciousness. You can kind of tell as it's drawn. Or I was thinking about doing like a live stream of just drawing these, but it takes me hours and hours over. Wow, it's 11:30 p.m. That's wild. Hey, good nighttime stream. But it takes hours and hours to draw these, and sometimes over several days, you know, because I'll sit down and I'll draw it. Usually I'll be like playing a video game or something like that, or doing something else, you know, watching a video, and I'll draw this offhand, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to draw this one little section, and, you know, I'll go in there and I'll do like, you know, an intestinal tract or something like that, you know. But here, let's get to drawing. I'm kind of lollygagging. I want kind of a reddish, darkish, brownish color for this liver, I believe. So we're gonna, oh, I gotta click to the other layer. Oh, I gotta lock this layer too. I always fuck up and then I end up coloring the top layer and fucking myself. Where's the lock? There it is. Okay, cool. Now we're safe. That's something I learned after many, many failures. I would be like coloring, because what I'm doing right here is I drew this entire thing with pen on paper. I have the notebook right here, and I take it out of the notebook, I scan it, and then I color it after. Hey.
_7 just
you know what?
Hydrate. Drink that
I think
water.
I need to fill up my water bottle. I'll be right back so I can hydrate. But I am still connected to my microphone hydration or the water refill. Oh, I gotta wash the mouthpiece of this whole thing too. But the cool thing, so I draw it initially with a pen, and then I scan it, and then I put it in Photoshop, and I can color it and change out the colors, and swap out all sorts of stuff, or experiment with colors, and not worry about fucking up the original. I still have the original black and white, pen and ink copy. And I was thinking maybe one day I'll put up, originals for sale, but I don't know how much I would sell them for, because they're originals. There's only one of them. And some of these I put so much time. I'm going to save the hydration till I get in front of the camera. Okay, I'm back. Got my water bottle filled right here. Now I'm gonna, especially if you color, I used to do traditional drawing sign off. Yeah, so a lot of my old drawings too, I wouldn't do this method. I would just color them straight with like Tombow water-based markers, which look beautiful. They're kind of like watercolor looking. A lot of my early drawings, some of the stuff in FREAKBAiT the book is black and white versions of those. I have the color versions like in the notebooks. But the problem with those is, at least my storage of the notebooks, is a bunch of them bled super bad. So all the colors kind of have this hazy kind of aura, this cloud around the drawings and stuff, because they kind of bled, they kind of spread through there. And it's high quality ink, high quality paper, or standard quality paper, standard quality art paper. But it's just my storage. I stored them wrong. I put them just in a bunch of boxes, and I live in a very humid area, so it just ended up destroying them. It sucked. There's a bunch of my old drawings that are just fucked beyond recognition. Okay, so I have that. It's a little darker than I think I was planning. Let's make it a little lighter. So that's the cool thing. Imagine if I spent all this time coloring it in with a marker, and then that shit's permanent. I can't change that lighter now. It's just dark permanently. And I have so many ruined drawings where I would draw perfect, like I'd spend so much time on the drawing, and then when I go to color it, I ruin it, and I'm just like, fuck, like what did I do? I just spat on my art, on my work that I put into this. Now it's all wasted. I've done that countless times. I don't even know. I have notebooks filled with garbage, shit that didn't end up looking to my specifications. Feel the pain, hell yeah. Yeah, but there is also, I still like drawing with ink, especially for something like this, for a stream of consciousness. Because for the ones that I do like character drawing, when I draw a person, I cannot stream of consciousness draw that. I'll fuck it up. Promise. That's like, I suck at drawing people. Those are all drawn first in pencil. I do an underlayer, and oftentimes it'll change pretty dramatically from the beginning, because I'm never too good at drawing an object, like if or a scene where it's like, okay, I have to draw this specific thing. Usually I'll sit down and I'll just start drawing, just kind of stream of consciousness, I guess, and then it'll turn into something. But when I was doing for the book, for Void Man the book, I really had to draw intentional scenes with repeated characters, which is so difficult for me to make the same person over and over again. I get why AI struggles with it. Same with hands too. I get why AI struggles with hands. I fucking suck at drawing hands. So like, I can see why AI does too. It's really hard. They're complicated. There's what I really learned for the structure of the hand is basically you're just drawing the paw, the middle part, the Buff Boy Man sent you Discord was a pencil marker. Hell yeah, that's what's up. If you color, you make several copies. Yeah, so I never want to color an original. And that's what always scares me with paint. The cool thing with paint, though, is that if you do fuck up, you can just go over it again and put another layer. On that clown painting that I have, the one where he's smoking a cigarette or whatever and sitting behind the circus, that one I painted several different layers, until I landed on the colors that I got. And that's all painted with like shitty paints. I've actually got some new paints recently, not too long ago, and I haven't used them at all. I have a bunch of new art stuff that I haven't been able to use because too focused on other projects. I haven't painted in, I don't even know, months. I just I set a notification on my phone a few years back about when I first posted the pills. I wonder if you could put a link to drawings or something, or I don't know. I was thinking about maybe opening the Discord up again, but just having it a little bit smaller, more streamlined, rather than the chaos that it was before. But I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying now anymore. But this, usually when I'm coloring these pages in, I'm just doing it like 3 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes they take forever. I just colored in the cover. Actually, I could bring up the cover. I'll show you. Let me just color this part in really quick. There we go. A little messy, but that's okay. It gives it some human. Mod lore writer again. Hell yeah. The pills. Yeah. When I made the pills, yes. That's what it was. So I put a notification in my phone for the pills 10 years after I initially posted it, because I posted it on my private account on Facebook initially as just like one of my posts. And it started with the year is 10 years from now. And I put a notification in my Google Calendar 10 years from that post that it would be, to remind me 10 years since I posted that. And today was the 10-year anniversary of me originally writing that. Not the 10-year anniversary of the video. The video came years and years later. It's probably only like 3 or 4 years old right now. But the initial, hold on. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Couldn't hear my mic, but it should be going through now. But yeah, it's been the 10-year anniversary, I guess you could call it, since I originally made the original idea of that. Happy 10-year anniversary. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I was looking at my old Facebook posts, because I used to just post on Facebook, but it was my private account, so only my friends would see it. But I'm friends with a lot of comedians, like stand-up comedians and stuff, so mostly it was just me posting jokes, like a ton of different jokes. There was very rarely anything that was actually about my life or anything like that. I don't really post about my actual life or anything like that on the internet. I feel like the internet is more of a performance. You're playing a character of yourself. And that's what the internet's for, at least if you're in my job. If you were posting like your personal life and stuff like that, it would be a whole lot different. Some people do use it like as a diary and stuff like that. And I sometimes use like Threads as like a diary for FREAKBAiT, but never for like personal stuff. Like to keep those separate. Man, I'm bringing this like purple down here, but I don't know if I want this whole purple. I just want that intestinal tract. So, you can't even see what I'm like tapping on there. To track down my personal stuff. You can try. I mean, it's all privated. Man, let's see. I do have a bunch of old. Oh wow, there's only 4 pixels. Wow, I need to bring that up higher. Yeah, there we go. I do have a bunch of old posts like around the internet of just jokes, OG jokes that I wrote just in Facebook groups and stuff like that went, moderately viral. Nothing as big as, today's mission. So let's see. I really like these 2 colors. I just blocked them out. I would, what I could do is do the shading for these though, just so I don't forget, basically. So we're going to come in here, and then any of these parts where I already shaded it with the pen, I'm just going to kind of amplify that. And I always try to imagine the light, where the light is coming from. So this is coming from like top left. So everything in the top left will have light on it, and then everything on the bottom right will have shadow. Oh, I love this solo. This is one of my favorite solos I've done. Yeah, I love that solo. What's funny is I wrote that solo, and I didn't realize there was like another 2 bars or whatever. I'm trying to remember what part of the solo. The last section of the solo was all just like me being like, "Oh fuck, there's more." I didn't realize there's more, so I had to like write more immediately right there. I did it a couple times, so it wasn't like just like the first try at it. But it is written, and then this one right here was just me going crazy. Yeah, I like the solo on that. Okay, that looks pretty well shaded. Actually, I'm going to do, since these are like circular, it's going to have shading on both sides because it's going to be, they're both rounding. And then the top part is really going to be the part that's really... Or you know what I could do? Here, let's do a light section up here. So now the reflection is going to make it, it's going to look like it's shiny, kind of gross too. We want this to be looking shiny. Like these are all like glistening organ kind of shit. I don't like that part right there. That's a cool thing about digital too, is so I just did that and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. And I can just reverse it and it's all good. I don't have to worry about, see, I'm going to do it like right here because it's like, there we go. But just undo button. Favorite part of digital art, really. I think that might be my number one favorite part of digital art. Light is from the top, yeah. Light is from the top, and then so it has that shine. I mean, I'm not an artist, I wouldn't take any of this, what I say, as like gospel. This is all just from my own experimentation. I'm sure there's better ways. I never went to art school or anything like that, so I don't know all the techniques that they could teach you in school. I never really wanted to be taught art. I feel like art should be a self-expression kind of thing of your own experimentation and an evidence of your own experimentation rather than what you were taught. But it's great if you want to go to art school and be taught that kind of stuff. Like that's good too. I'm just not the type of person to want to be taught creativity. I feel like that's a very personal thing. And sure, it's giving you the tools to express your creativity even better. Maybe that's probably the best part for art school, but it's not for me. I don't want someone to critique my creativity too. Like it's such a subjective thing, like creativity or just art in general, and to have like a teacher or your peers or whatever kind of critique your art and be like, oh, this could have been done better and this, like, fuck off, you do it then. How about you do that, and then that's how you can express your opinion, is through your actions rather than just critiquing other people's actions. But I don't know, I digress. That's why I didn't go to art school, for many reasons. One of the many reasons I didn't go to art school. Let's see, that looks pretty cool. I like that. Let's zoom in a little bit, just check it out. Look at that. That looks like a nice intestine with some gross inside parts. You went to art school. Man, there's so many people that I know that went to art school, and like, I guess because I work in the creative industry or whatever, that people would gravitate to this industry from art school. Where else would you go? But I just feel I was much more, I don't know. I like learning. I'll learn anything. Here, let's start coloring this shit in. So I'm going to make this one dark too. All these parts that are, let's make it a little bit darker even. I want a good contrast, yeah. Too many for some. Hey, it's good to be to have a diverse skill set, you know, to work in a lot of different stuff. Because you're gonna have to pivot no matter what. You'll feel very comfortable in something, and then you'll find you'll find it go to shit. Or, you know, you'll get bored or whatever, you know. There will be things where things will change. So you don't want to stick to one skill set and put too much work into one skill set, because you'll find, you know, one thing could shift it where, oh, I just colored over the last one. Bam. I don't even have to worry about that. Control Z. I love that shit. Wish they had that for life, you know? Imagine Control Z for life. If everybody could undo it, what kind of world would that be? If nobody could ever make mistakes. That could be a good movie. One of those feel-good movies of the year. It's like, oh, imagine a world where everyone was perfect. Nobody made mistakes. That actually sounds like it'd be a good premise for a movie. Let's think, like, what's that movie, The Invention of Lying, with Ricky Gervais, I think it was. That it would be something like that. I feel like it would be a kind of one of those moral tales, allegorical kind of tales. What's up, equality? Starring Adam Sandler. It could star Adam Sandler too. Imagine a world. I mean, he had like, that was like Click, where he can kind of fast forward things. But imagine, does he have a rewind button on there? Was there a rewind button? There should have been a rewind button, right? Now I'm wondering how I should trace all these, because I have just like this. I remember when I drew this, actually, like this organ, I didn't have all these marks. Oh, you can't see where my pin's going. Maybe I can move it around like that. Okay, all these marks right here, all these like different things. It was just big and blank, and it felt like this big gaping, because it's right in the center, as you can see. It felt like this huge gaping hole. So I ended up going back much after. Like, I had drawn a bunch of stuff already around it and did all these little veiny designs or whatever, but I'm not sure. I guess I could just run alongside a lot of them and give them some kind of texture. But yeah. We got Nostra and Equality in chat. That's what's up. So I think what I'll do for this is I'm going to give, actually, let's switch that to dark. And then I'll do the highlights after. I want to do the shadows. I was working immediately before this, like seconds before I started the stream. I had to close the programs down, but I was working on the next episode of FREAKBAiT News. And for you, I can tell you what it's in, because I mean, you guys are kind of here for sneak preview, I guess. It's about the red ghost of Arizona. There was this camel that people would see in Arizona in the late 1800s, early 19th century. They would see this camel walking around out in the deserts of Arizona with this corpse, this skeleton corpse, strapped to the back, bleached from the desert sun. And as folklore goes, you know, it changed into this ghastly specter beast kind of thing that attacked people, and it killed one woman, it trampled one woman, and prospectors came across it, and a cowboy tried to lasso it. It would always get away. People would see it in the moonlight out in the distance, this giant red beast, a camel, out in Arizona with a corpse strapped to its back. And hey, that's where you live? Oh, perfect. So you might even know about this then. You might even know about the ghost, the red ghost of Arizona. This was out in Quartzsite area. A lot of desert, a lot of nothing out there really, so you might not live where this was. It's kind of a tourist destination now, in minor ways. But eventually, there was a farmer that happened across this camel, and shot him. He was eaten in his garden. He was very weak, and he was sunburned and all. He was not very healthy. And see if I can get like the shades on top. Ooh, I wonder if that red looks good. Actually, let's try it. But he ended up shooting him, and there was a corpse. There was a skeleton, a human corpse that had been completely rotted away. So it was just a skeleton, and it was bleached from the sun. That's how long it had been out wandering around these deserts. And they never found out who that skeleton corpse was. They can surmise where the camel came from, because the camel, so camels originally are the ancestor of the camel was indigenous to North America. So these plains, like the Arizona plains and stuff like that's okay. Like camels can live there. They had to be imported though. It's not like they were still here after all that time. It's just the relative way long time ago was. And so back in the 1850s, the Secretary of War, finding out that camels were indigenous to this area, hold on, I want to take that away and shift it to the other side. After finding out the camels were indigenous to this area, or at least the ancestors of them were, he thought that they would be a great beast of burden for the Arizona landscape. It's very arid desert. He was like, hey, that's perfect. They can live here perfectly. We'll use these instead of horses, And so they purchased, I forgot, I think it was like 75 camels. And they purchased 75 camels to use for the Camel Corps, they called it. And they ended up not really using them much. Turns out that camels aren't as good as horses. There's a reason why we use horses. And it's not just because camels, are better suited for the desert or anything. And so they ended up not using them. And after, I don't even know, like 10, 15 years, they ended up just giving them away and selling them to places like to zoos and to different places, and some of them they just let free into the desert. They were like, fuck it, we can't sell this thing. It can survive, whatever. So they just let it into the deserts of Arizona. There was a bunch of camels that would wander the deserts of Arizona. And so they propose that camel could likely be, it is very much one of those. There's no way that a camel came out to the Arizona desert outside of the Camel Corps. But they propose that the corpse on top of the camel can be possibly, because people would go and try to round up these camels. Because, free camel out in the desert. Hell yeah. Go get what's up, Dr. Zodiac? How you doing? I'm telling the story about the red ghost of Arizona. But they would go round up these camels, prospectors and stuff like that. And you get a free camel now. That's a beast of burden right there. That's like a kind of a mix between a donkey and a horse. It's not going to give you the speed of a horse, and it's not going to give you the burdensomeness of a donkey. I don't know the word that I can use for there, but it will. If it's free, it works. And so they propose that what possibly could have happened is a prospector or perhaps a soldier got on this camel and strapped themselves to it and possibly was shot, was injured in some way, or even what happened is that the camel just ran off into the desert and they couldn't get him back, and the soldier or the prospector or whatever couldn't untie themselves and ended up dying of heat stroke out there or dehydration or whatever. So this corpse that was strapped to the back of this camel, they never found out what it was, but they think that it could have been a soldier or a prospector that had an unfortunate ending. And that is the story of the Red Ghost of Arizona. You can look it up. It's not made up. I didn't make any of this up. The Camel Corps really existed. It's spelled Corps like how the Marine Corps is spelled. So it's CORPS, corpse. But it's Corps, the Camel Corps, the Marine Corps, You can look that up. There's a lot more weird stories that surround that too. I mean, this is definitely the weirdest, having a fucking corpse strapped to a camel wandering the deserts of Arizona in the early 19th century. That is definitely an interesting story. That's why it is the next episode of FREAKBaiT News. But there's been quite a few podcasts and stuff that have talked about it. I haven't listened to any of them, but when I was researching, I did see podcasts that have talked about it. I like to do my own research, typically text-based, rather than just listen to somebody else's research. Quote of the day, if it's free, it works. Hell yeah, I have that in the glory hole, or I guess it would be called the glowy hole. The glowy hole. Like, I don't question if it's free or whatever he says. Here we go. So we got that. I usually do, as you can see, I'm doing 3 layers for each element. So I have the highlight, the shadow, and then the block. I don't do too much blending. I don't do any of that. I like doing the 3-layer system. It's like part of my style, and it's also fucking easy. If I wanted to start going for realism and started blending stuff and making it really like, texturizing all the different elements right here, I would not be having fun. It would be work. This is a lot more like just breaking it down one by one. So right now, look at that. We got some organs. We got, I don't know, a liver. This looks like a liver, I would say. And then this is some intestinal tract. Here, I'm going to go down here, this big sweeping, gooey, it's like an open wound with some weird, like fleshy fat drippings or something on there. I'm going to go for that right now. Let's go for that. I'm going to go for a straight pink, because that looks like a raw, opened pink wound. So we'll go for that. A lot of weird stories here where I live too. There's a ton of wooden statues that tribes in the 7th century. Hell yeah. See, I love like weird stories. That's what really FREAKBaiT News, the entire idea of it initially was to highlight like stories of tragedy and kind of make them funny or interesting rather than just horrifying or sad. And then over time, it's just evolved into a kind of check out this interesting story that you may not have heard. Oftentimes they're dark, or they have like some kind of weird tilt to them. But that's basically what I'm going for. I'm going for like a weird history, a strange, hey, check out this. And they all have to be real. I don't have to be too citing my sources and all that kind of stuff. It's more for entertainment purposes. I've had people be like, oh, but this and this and this. And it's like, yeah, I get it, but I don't have 30 minutes to tell a story about a person. It's not a whole autobiography. It's more of just a little bite-sized entertainment piece. It would be fun to maybe do like a podcast or a long form content version of these, but it's also difficult to find reasonably recorded characters or historical events that haven't been already pounded to the ground by the other 10,000 other podcasts that are doing weird history. So, to have your own spin on it is a little bit of a challenge. Especially there's so many greats, like the Dollop or Last Podcast on the Left, or there's so many really, really good podcasts that do weird history that have like really and especially dark, weird history like I try to focus on. But I do currently have, I don't even remember how many scripts. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. But I think I even have more. But I have like at least 7 more scripts. Or actually, hold on. Did I write? Yeah, the one that I wrote today wasn't even on there. Have I released the Electric Messiah? I don't remember if I've ever released that as an episode of a FreakBait News episode. Hell yeah. Share some fucking crazy Slavic stories. I want to hear some wild historical stuff. No doubt. Because I'm mostly focused on American history just because that's, my audience mostly. And it's just for, easiest for me to read about. Because I'm sure primary texts of other countries, historical events are going to be in their primary language. I don't want to read a bunch of translated shit that's going to sound like AI garbage slop, robot translation. Oh, I like this track. In the background, it's playing. Wooden statues of Slavic god Piran. Piran? Perun? Piran. I like Piran, sounds better. Or P-run. It's when you urinate while sprinting. I definitely want to hear interesting stories, especially people's local stuff, like very local. You wouldn't be able to just like look up a Wikipedia page. It'd be like, yo, there was this guy named, Frank back in the 90s, and he used to, catch flies and sell them to people as pets, like that's cool shit. I'd rather hear about that than, some person I can go read about on Wikipedia. That would be really cool to like feature. If I had a wide enough reach for that kind of topic, that could be a sustainable thing. Like if I had, my people from the audience just phone in or whatever you'd say to tell stories about their, local neighborhood weirdos. I got quite a few in my area. If you live in smaller towns, the thing is, because I've lived in big cities and small towns, and I find that if you live in a small town, those weirdos, those local weirdos are often more, it's part of the community, But when you live in a big city, it's just there's 50 of them on every corner. It's hard for them to really have an identity. But when you live in a small town, that's Hobo Bob on the corner, You've been seeing him since you were in kindergarten. You got stories with that dude. But in, on the street corner like LA or San Francisco, it's Hobo Bob is on every fucking street corner. And it's a revolving door of Hobo Bob. You might see the same, dude over and over again, but I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. I feel like the community, even for the outskirts of society, is more connected in a small town. Kind of like that. Hobo Bob is like a family member. The Dancing Bob when you get the chance. Dancing Bob. Let's see, just Dancing Bob. I'm looking it up right now. I got the chance. Oh no, it's searching all that too. Hold on, I have to stop talking after I say Dancing Bob. Dancing Bob. There we go, it searched it. Okay. A public access show. Is that the... Oh, or are you talking about like the locals? Let's see. Okay. Man for spontaneous dancing in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Oh, wow. That's so cool. See, that's what I love. That's what I'd love to... Okay. So this guy is just a dude who spontaneously dances in Regina. Is it Regina or Regina? I've heard it's Regina, like it rhymes with vagina. Is it Regina? Am I saying that correctly? The town where I work, there's an abandoned military base that uses Operation Storm in a 1995. Used during Operation Storm in 1995. My parents saw the planes take off. It was originally created in World War II by the partisans. Man. They just saw planes take off right now? Because that sounds scary. It's like, oh yeah, it's an abandoned military base, but suddenly it's active again. It's like, oh, that's not a good sign. military bases suddenly becoming active. I remember there was a while back in my hometown, like years ago in my hometown, there was a parade of tanks that they brought through town on the train tracks. And I was like, oh, fuck, World War III. Why are they bringing all these tanks through our tiny little shithole town? There has to be a reason. They were just transporting them. That's all it was, transporting them from one place to another. But to me, seeing fucking 50 tanks all on train tracks, it's like, oh, man, World War III, here we go. Also back in 95 when the operation happened. We don't hear Arizona's Penis Man. Graffiti's Penis Man. See, I love that. Wait, hold up. Penis Man. Arizona. There we go. Look for Penis Man. Oh, I love it. They even have an interview with him on Medium. Viral. Tempe. Is it Tempe? Tempe, Arizona. Look for Penis Man. I love it. Oh, man. Penis Man. That's what I'm talking about. You found a gun and they cleared it out. Hold up. So they cleared out a military base and you still found a gun? They just left it there? They're like, fuck it. Or they just forgot it there? That is insane. How can they just... Yeah, we forgot a gun. We've lost how many nukes? Let's see. How many nukes has the U.S. lost? So the U.S. has lost up to 6 nuclear bombs that have never been recovered. These Broken Arrow incidents include bombs lost in 1958 near Tybee Island, Georgia, one in 1965 in the Philippine Sea, and then in 1968, fire on a B-52 bomber over Greenland resulted in nuclear payload being ejected. Holy shit. Over Greenland, they just dropped a nuke? They dropped a nuke on Greenland? It didn't explode, of course, but they lost it somewhere. I imagine they would have recovered it, right? Well, they said they have not been recovered. Up to 6 nuclear bombs. At least 3 up to 6. So I'm thinking 6. How do you fucking lose a nuke? It's so big. It's big. Have you ever seen a nuke? The size of a nuke? They're big. They're not small. They're huge. Like, let's see. What's the size of a nuke? 25 feet, 10,000 pounds. I mean, and they dramatically vary. There's, let's see. Damn, the Tsar Bomba weighed 60,000 pounds. That was the biggest bomb ever. The Fat Man was 3.3 meters long, 1.5 meters. Yeah, they're big. How the fuck do you lose that? That's insane. I would be sending out crews to go recover that over Greenland. They just dropped it. They're like, whatever. It's cool. Greenland can have the nuke. I'm sure they would appreciate a free nuke from America. Handing out nukes over here. Oh, wait, I'm got to change the color. Now I got to do the shading. The shading. It's crazy that we've lost nukes, though. How do you do that? But we've also, the Pentagon misplaced, like, how many trillions of dollars? What was it? How much money did the Pentagon misplace? Pentagon can't pass an audit. It's never passed an audit for like how many years? 6 years in a row now. As of November 2022. Oh, no, it's 2024, not 7 years. So they have not passed an audit. They cannot. Okay, there it is. When unable to account for over half of its $3.1 trillion in assets. 50 meters from your house is a bunker. Hey, that's good. If shit goes down, just run to the bunker. But the Pentagon has misplaced $1.55 trillion. They don't know where it went. I mean, of course they know where it went, but they're not telling us where it went. That's pretty crazy that we just allow that. But what can we do? Really can't do anything. You just got to be like, oh, okay, Pentagon, I guess that's how it goes. You guys just tell us, hey, we took $1.5 trillion of your tax money and we used it probably against your interests, torturing people or trying to, you know, force capitalist regime across America or across, you know, country lines worldwide. And we're not going to tell you, you know, what we use. Imagine how much money your tax dollars went towards like killing, you know, innocent people. Pretty fucking insane. That's why I don't pay taxes. I haven't filed my taxes for this year. I got an extension that goes to October, and October's coming up, man. I'm so fucking scared. I gotta file taxes soon, and I'm already gonna get like a fee or whatever, or like a, you know, a charge because I did the extension. I didn't originally. You're supposed to originally try to pay for it in the beginning, and I didn't do shit. I was like, I'll deal with that in the future. Now it's the future. Went to school in my FREAKBAiT shirt today. I'm wearing a butt plug shirt. I'm pictured. Oh my god, I love that. That's insane. You're wearing it on picture day. Oh, you gotta share that. Maybe you could like blank out your face or something and share that. That's hilarious. Your parents are gonna love that. Butt plug shirt on picture day. You get your picture taken yet? Man, wait. So what butt plugs? You got the bootleg FREAKBAiT then, right? The one that's called bootleg FREAKBAiT. That one has like the 3 butt plugs. Or are you talking about like a full on? You got the butt plug all over print shirt. That's just a bunch of butt plugs. I couldn't imagine you'd be wearing that. That one's bold. What shirt should you buy? Whatever one. Do you know what I was actually planning to do probably later this month? It's just going to take a lot of work. Is I'm going to be switching over all my shirts to a different brand and print and all this kind of stuff. And the one with $3, yeah, okay, yeah. So that's the bootleg FREAKBAiT. I like that one. I made that as like an OG, one of those bootleg hip hop shirts, those rap shirts from like the 90s. They would have those that look just like that. That's what I was emulating when I made that. It's funny though, that was before the butt plug was really it was just a meme still, rather than part of the ARG. And like had like a real you know, meaning behind it. And I'm a little stuffed up right now. Because now the butt plug has like it's a, you know, reality tuning device rather than even being a butt plug. Like change the whole scope of the entire series. What all started as a one-off joke now has like a full lore and characters. You know, a book published about it. Several books published about it. So insane. Understand. Mostly I've just been constantly pivoting. Whatever works. It would be cool one day to like work as like a writer with a writer team or something, or work on like a big ARG with a group of writers and like a large budget. Because I have all sorts of ideas for the ARG that I can't do by myself. Like it's just I don't have the budget, I don't have the time, I don't have the skills. You know, I would have to develop a bunch of different skills way outside of my skill set to pull off some of the things that I want to do. Be much better to just hire somebody that has those skills, but I don't have the money to hire somebody. And ARGs don't make any money, you know, it's just for entertainment purely. I've actually lost money on the ARG for like hosting websites and, you know, doing all the peripheral stuff. You don't make any money on the ARG. This is all for entertainment. But if I was working for some marketing team, we were marketing a movie or an album or some kind of media or some kind of event, and we wanted to make an ARG for it, hell yeah, I would love to do that. That would be an excellent opportunity. I feel like I could really spread my creative wings and, you know, show what I'm capable of. I was driving, holy shit, don't text and drive. No, you should not be texting and driving. Do not, don't do that. The wood's usually like when you go inside, it'll be right to the right, the lumber department. There's a bunch of different stuff at Home Depot. There's like plumbing and all sorts of shit. Bam! I love color. See, look at that. That's another thing about digital that I love. You could just go in here and just color in the entire thing. I didn't have to sit there and color in all this. I just click it and it colors in the whole thing. And then I just go back and, okay, well, this section I might have to do a little finagling, but let's see, I'm going to go right here. It's right there. Then I should be able to do it. There we go. Super easy. Super easy. What we got? You're not my mom. The right is paint. Oh, what you got to do is you got to, so there's going to be this person in an orange vest. You got to go up to him and say, where's the wood? They'll show you where the wood is. They get paid to do it. Look at that little section. I like it. Turned out pretty good right there. So this is going to be a lot of the similar colors for this piece. I might want to incorporate some greens, browns, and yellows into there because those are also organ colors. But a lot of it's going to be this kind of pinkish, purplish, red, dark red, kind of like brownish red. Most of it is going to be that. Let's see. Let's make this intestinal tract down here a yellowish. Looking for a guy. They're all busy. Well, since you're there, you could just walk around, explore. You'll find the wood. Wood's big. It takes up a lot of space, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. Oh, I love this track for just smell around for the wood. You'll be able to find it. I love this track right here. Hold up. This is for Tusco's Heroic Dose. A wooden PC case. How would that work? I used to do carpentry back in the day. I've built like shelves and stuff like that, but nothing too major. I haven't built a house or anything like that. Oh, I lost my... There we go. That's insane, though, to have a computer... a case built of wood. I mean, you could do it. That's a wild project to do. Like have a wooden case. You'd have to think about your heat. Because a lot of times the reason they're using metal is just for heat dissipation, and you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to really have to worry about it combusting. You're not hitting temperatures that high. Hopefully, doubtfully. But you would be just dealing with hot wood, I guess, because it's a little bit better to deal with hot metal. It dissipates better. It would hold the heat for the hot wood. But the metal would dissipate quicker. It's Canada. How can I find pine? Just go outside, look for the axe. You don't even need to get wood from Home Depot. So if you're in the Regina area, is it Regina? Do you know about Uncle Adams? He was a rapper. He might still be doing it. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to him in years. I want to do more videos like this. You hear the music in the background, or the thing in the background, the gambler? This.
He gave a coin flip. Joe had hastily amputated all 10 of his phalanges. It was especially hard to flip that coin once his thumb and index finger were lying in a puddle on the floor, but that didn't stop him. Heads, I win. Tails. Without any fingers, he offered up his hand. The cleaver lopped it clean off, where it rejoined the pile of fingers in his feet. Heads, I win. Tails. Another disembodied hand accompanied the glowing pile. Heads, I win. Tails. He offered up a foot this time. I mean, who needs feet, really? Heads, I. Tails. His other foot, gone. Another series of bad wages left him quadruple amputee. Just a bloody stub of a man propped up next to an expanding pile of limbs. His legs, arm, knees, elbow, even his balls all heaped before him. He didn't even have much more to bet. He picked up a coin with his teeth, managed to flip it in front of his debtor. This time, he knew he'd win. Heads, I win. But it was tails. His torso was on the chopping block this time, leaving only his animated noggin begging to keep flipping the coin.
Nostrum _7 just redeemed hydrate. Drink that water.
He lost 24 times in a row. Tails every time. Wouldn't he wise up and just cash in? No. Joe pressed on to keep going. Flipped that coin one more time. He knew this one would be the winner. As the coin tumbled through the thin air, the silence weighed heavy on everyone in the room. The piles of appendages and organs and viscera littered the dingy gambling hall like little trophies of past failures. Everyone eyed the coin's trajectory, spinning like a gymnast on crack. Heads, I win, he exclaimed to everyone, but mostly to himself. The coin landed, did a little wiggle wobble dance, and settled on its side. Tails. This time, they grabbed up his cranium and speedily hacked off all his hair. With this haircut, he looked like a real fucking doofus. He was ashamed. He'd finally lost everything. It was only then that he realized he should have quit while he was ahead.
There you go. Yeah, that's the story of the gambler. That's I want to do more of those. I want to do more where I have the because I have these puppets that I made that I never used. I have a Satan puppet just sitting right here. So where the fuck did he go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, check this out. Might be able to see him in the. So I have this little puppet of Satan right here, as you can see, and you see on his mouth. I just knocked it off. Oh, fuck. His mouth has this little target thing that I track on here, but it just fell off and I can't put it on. It's okay, I'll have to glue it. But right now he doesn't have a mouth. But there'd be this little target thing that I would track and I would put my mouth where this is. And then, yeah, I can make him talk, say things. No blocks of wood, only big sheets. There's definitely going to be blocks of wood. You can get them cut. There's definitely going to be blocks of wood there, without a doubt. You're not going to not have blocks of wood at Home Depot. They're going to have 2x4s and stuff like that. You might just have to get it cut. If you go to the lumber department, they'll be able to cut it for you. Free of charge. It's part of their job. You were like, yo, I need fucking 3-inch block of wood. They'll be like, okay, but we can only sell it to you by the cord. You asked the guy, oh, and he said that they won't cut it there? What kind of podunk Home Depot you got? I'd start raising hell. I'd be like, oh, you don't give me blocks of wood, I'm gonna start fighting people, and just like search for the nearest elderly person and just start fighting them. Say like, you made me do this. It was Home Depot, while you're fighting them the whole time. Just make sure it's not an elderly person that can kick your ass. You gotta look for like a really weak one, like an old lady that's not expecting it. Just come up and sucker punch her. You can't. You find a like 50-year-old guy who's been, boxing most of his life, you're gonna get your ass kicked by an old man. That's gonna be humiliating. So you gotta find the old lady and beat her up. And be like, it's Home Depot's fault. If you guys had a block of wood, I wouldn't have to do this to this innocent woman. She's like, oh, sorry, please. Why? It's because I'm going to throw a brick if you don't give me a block. Exactly. Nostra knows what's up. I'm going to bully my teacher and give me the scraps. Now, why do you need the wood? What are you looking for the wood wood block for? Are you also trying to build a PC case out of wood? This is looking pretty good. I'm going to go for a nice, healthy red for these highlights. Yeah. Look at that. That's a healthy red. Want to look like a kind of a glisten. I want it to be shiny, you know. I want this to look like it's like wet. I want everything on here to look like it's wet. Because it's like organs, internal organs, all gross. And the whole idea of body horror vacui is basically just horror vacui, which means fear of empty space. It's an art term. If you look up horror vacui, you can find all sorts of different art pieces that people did. Oftentimes, people with mental illness will do horror vacui because they have to like fill up the like schizophrenic artists and stuff will do a lot of types of horror vacui art. And so I was fascinated with that. And I like just filling up the entire page. It looks cool. Looks like you're just looking at a tiny section of something much larger. Running out of money, so I'm just going to carve my own Batman merch. Is that for reals? Is that what you're actually doing? DDR3 setup so this burn down won't be expensive. Man, but except it burns down your house. No, I feel like it wouldn't really catch on fire. I don't think that's the real risk that you're facing with that. I think just the thermoregulation of wood is going to be fucking horrible. Like, there's a reason why you don't often see wood cases. I have seen them before, so I know it's possible. But just I know that the thermoregulation of a wood case, you're going to have like fans in every single area, and just in general, that the wood holds on to heat. It's a great insulator, and you don't want it to insulate. You don't want it to hold in the heat. You know, you want it to get rid of it as fast as possible. That's why your cases are going to be, you know, glass, which is a great or is a horrible insulator, or metal, which is also a horrible insulator. Both of those will just wick away heat so quickly, which is what you want for something like that. You don't want insulation on your computer tower. You know, it's heat is the enemy. You want something that's constantly cooling it down. But it would look cool, you know, and I've seen people do it before. You definitely can do a wooden case. It's just not advised. Adding copper and a lot of water cooling, gonna be big. I want to see that. I think that's gonna be awesome. But I'm just saying the thermoregulation is not going to be up to par with the metal thing. That's so you're going to be building your own liquid cooling, because I have a liquid cooling in mind too. It's pretty standard now for liquid cooling. It's cheap. You don't really have to spend a lot of money for a good liquid cooling setup nowadays. Back in the day, it'd be stupid expensive, and they'd spring leaks and shit. But nowadays, it's like you can get a Cooler Master for like $200. And that'll be, you know, that's a quality Cooler Master for like $200. You don't need to spend, you know, $500, $600 on a cooling system. Man, you could probably get one for like less than $100 just for a basic. But I wouldn't. There's a couple things I wouldn't skimp on, and I would say a cooling system is one of them. You don't really want to skimp on your cooling system and then have it leak all over you or fry your shit. You know, you have end up burning out your CPU or whatever. So that looks great right there. I really like that. I want to go up here. I have all this like slime stuff. I want to make this like yellow slime, kind of like fat. Yeah, so we want to have like the kind of gross fat color. Freak Batman merch. I'm making my own because I'm only scheduled for 10 hours of work this whole month, so I'm broke. So you're making Batman merch. What kind of Batman merch are you going to carve out of wood? I learned that the Batmobile Hot Wheels has had so many different iterations. If you wanted to collect every single one of them, you would have to collect like, I think it was at minimum 300 different variants of the Batmobile that they've had so far. And then if you count like there's like all these different like minor iterations and stuff, it was like over 1,000 different Batmobile Hot Wheels cars. It's pretty crazy. Like if you wanted to collect all the Batmobile cars, you're fucked. You better be prepared to spend thousands. Actually, there's some that are worth thousands of dollars too. Just a single one. So you're gonna have to spend like $100,000 to collect all the Batmobile. If you wanted to collect Hot Wheels Batmobiles, over 200. You've already started that. You've already started collecting. Oh, I feel bad for you. Yeah, there's over 300. Let me see. How many Batmobile Hot Wheels are there? Let's see. It's so there's 58 different castings, 38 models with 195 variations. Sheer volume. I remember seeing on Reddit they were saying, "Oh, here it is, right here, comprehensive Batmobile list." Oh man, and then there are different sizes, 164 and 150 scales, and different variants and colors, tuned versions. Then there's bat wings. There's also movies, cartoons, games, like so many different ones. That's insane. Oh, there's one. It's a rack of over $490,000. I don't know. That's insane. Driving right now, so stop driving on the main line. Yeah, don't drive on the or don't watch chat or anything on the highway. Focus on driving. You crash because of a chat. Can you imagine? What if you died just to be like, lol? I was trying to type lol and I died. Just buy a real Batmobile. Yeah. Because think like, because I saw one that was worth like $10,000 or something. Imagine spending $10,000 on a Hot Wheels. That's like when you just have fuck you money. You're just like, oh, I have so much money, I can just do whatever I want with it. I don't have to worry about, anything. I could just spend it on anything I want. And then you could be like, okay, I'm going to buy a $10,000 Batmobile Hot Wheel. I'd have trouble spending $10,000 on an actual Batmobile, like a vehicle. I bet you that thing's worth like $1 million. Oh, hey, 10-year anniversary here. Hold on, let's restart this. Let's go back.
The year is 10 years from now. A new pill has become popular due to its ability to alter the user's gaseous output. Flatulence can now smell like grandma's fresh-baked apple pie, like rich, bold coffee brewing on a misty winter morning, like fir trees and fall leaves and tennis balls straight from the tube. Soon enough, every pleasant scent is second-guessed. Is it fresh-cut grass or fresh-cut ass? Buns straight from the oven or something straight from the buns? Lavender or straight-up stank-ass farts? Now nothing smelled good ever again.
That was a wild. Oh, I like this one too.
The word snuggle rhymes with the word butthole. It's a bit of a stretch, but you can make it fit.
Just throwing a little spit. But get back to this. FREAKBAiT collection was strong for a bit. I fell off and grabbed a couple things in there. So, what collection in particular? Like, I got pins, I got stickers, I got shirts, I got books. I got a bunch of books now. I'm actually working on a couple books right now. I'm working on 2 different books, both interactive fiction. One of them is kind of a dark comedy, and the other is more of a grim, dark fantasy, kind of modern medieval, if you can imagine that. Pens. I missed a book or two. Oh man. So what books? Because I got, do you got Voidman the book, the most recent? That one's a big tome. I spent about 1.5 years on that one. And then I'm working on 2 books right now that I hope to have released next year, early next year, first quarter next year or something. We'll see how it works out because I don't want to rush anything. I have this stupid idea that I know is dumb, that I shouldn't do, but I still want to do it, where I want to release both books at the exact same time. So I want to put out the dark, very serious, nihilistic, just brutal. It deals a lot with like moral choices. In particular, there's like a point system involved that I'm working on right now that will like guide your. So depending on what choice you make, it'll determine, you know, what will happen, what outcomes you get. You know, later on down the line, you keep track of a point system, but it's going to be a whole complicated kind of thing. Raining heavy right now, man. You do not stop fucking texting, Luke. Hold up, I gotta mute you for like how long you're driving. I don't want you texting in this shit. How do I make it so you can't do that right now? How do I stop texting? Stop reading this shit. How do I? Where's the mod stuff? Damn it! I'm looking for the mod thing. Stop. Okay, 10 minutes. I'm gonna mute you for 10 minutes. Stop texting. Stop fucking. There we go. Timeout. There we go. 10 minutes. You're muted for 10 minutes now. So stop trying. Stop trying. Don't even try. You can't even. You won't be able to. Drive. Keep your eyes on the fucking road, man. Seriously though. Seriously. You're timed out. Man. I hope we hear from him after those 10 minutes. Now I'm going to be worried if he goes silent. You know? He's like, oh, I needed my text fix. I'm going to go comment on a YouTube video really quick while I'm driving on the freeway. Hold on. I gotta leave this comment. Time out somebody else. Yeah, I timed him out. Oh yeah. You can time out people, like you press for the void points or whatever they're called. But it's like 1,000 void points. So you have to watch for like 2 hours straight or some shit. I don't even remember. I think a lot of people got subs because Platty was giving out hella subs. Last night he gave out like, I think like 10 or 15 subs. You have enough points? So you can just start timing people out for, I think that's fun. I think it's only like a 10-minute timeout though. I don't know if it's like an hour long or something like that. But still, it's funny to be able to spend your points to shut people up. And those are points you can't buy. So it's not like someone can just spend a bunch of money and you know, silence somebody. I made it so it's for engagement, like only for people after a certain amount of time you can use that. You can't spam it. I didn't want, you know, survival of the richest to be just muting everybody they wanted to. First Twitch stream after you made that announcement on YouTube, I got the sub. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The sub, it should give you double points too. So it like pays off to be subscribed. I'm really like learning everything about Twitch. I'm still trying to make it. I want to make it more interactive. I want to have like giveaways and stuff like that. I think that would be really fun. It's only 1.2. I thought it'd be 2x. Hold up. For the points, I gotta check that shit now. Let me see. Sir. Oh. I don't remember what the void points, where they come from. Oh, viewer rewards. Power up channel points. Okay, so I got channel points. Rewards. I don't know where it is. I don't want to troubleshoot it right now with it. IRL voice ban. Yeah, you can do that too, where it'll make me not be able to say words, I think. There was one last night that someone did a no cussing, and that was fucking difficult. I did that. I didn't do that intentionally either. That was difficult, but it's just so natural. Curse words, just I'm not good with that shit. Like that stuff. I'm like, it's if you put me in a church, they're gonna kick me out. Like I'm fucking bad. I got a bad mouth. I guess if I'm like, I have to be very cognizant with my the IRL word ban. I like that one for a specific word, so I can't say a specific word. I think that would be really fun to do a challenge, especially if it was something I use a lot. I'm not aware of my vocabulary, so it's difficult, right? Equality, I'm telling you, but it's just natural, and it's part of the vernacular. You know, it's. I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa, he heard me like cuss, and he was like, uh, bad language is evidence of low intellect. It's like stupid people cuss more. And I was like, fuck you. Some of the smartest people I know have foul mouths. And some of the smartest people that I've read and stuff like that are foul mouths. It's part of language. Just to say, now, if you use cussing as a crutch, then maybe. But otherwise, it's like the flavor. It's the spice of language. How can you have food without spice? How can you have food without at least like salt and pepper? Even that's my fucking shit. Salt and pepper fucking shit is for me. And then you can bring in the paprika with the I don't know, asshole or whatever. It's filler for some people and it's spice for others. And I feel like equality too. I feel like it's spice for you as well. Ban the word "and." That would be so difficult. Use it on Modular Monday and ban the word "and." But it's not like for the entire stream. I think it's like I forgot how long, because the bad word one, that was for 10 minutes. And I had to keep on resetting the fucking timer over and over again. It was like I think I did it for like 30 minutes. It sucked. It was a nightmare. Because I wouldn't even realize I was cussing. It was just like it's like a second hand. Or not second hand, second nature. I mean, it was like second nature. It's part of my vernacular. So it's just, I don't realize I'm saying a bad word until someone's like, "Oh, you said a bad word." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I said a bad word. Oh, shit, I said a bad word again." It's just cheap followers. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here, mom. So we're going to go with blind band. You're banned. Get the fuck out of here, mon. Ban. Remove this space. There we go. Wake up at 5. That's 11 right now. So you got, 7 hours of sleep if you immediately fell asleep right now. I hope Luca's still listening to this, but not typing anything and driving safely. Just coloring in these little dark parts. Like a multi-layer kind of thing right here. It's almost 1 a.m. I thought you said it was 11. I thought you said it was 11 like fucking 10 minutes ago. Maybe not 10 minutes ago, but like not that long ago. Didn't you just say it was 11? For Modular Monday, you got to wake up at 4:30 a.m. Wait, to watch Modular Monday? Because that's like 8 p.m. for me. I do that late at night because I try to make it so people can like fall asleep to it. But since I have an international audience, it's hard to really pick any time. Yeah, because it's 8 p.m. for me and it's 4 a.m. for you, or 4:30 a.m. It's like waking up with Modular. It's like late at night for me when I'm doing that, and I go until 10. So now I'm going to color in those sections. That's weird that it was like a different color. Oh, it was maybe the erased part. Oh no! There we go. Just get that right there. Early morning stream, early morning modular. Is it still Monday, or it'd be like Tuesday for you, huh? So it's like modular Tuesday. We could just call it morning modular for you. It'll be morning modular, and then it's modular Monday for the northern hemisphere. No, wait, I don't even know. No, it wouldn't be hemisphere. I don't fucking know. For the West, for America, I guess. Go. Let's shade this. Okay, so we have this GUI section. I should shade all this stuff too. Needs more nuance over here. And just have this big block of color. Go in here and give it some shading and stuff. Every stream is the next day for me. Yeah, so it's Saturday for you then. It's Saturday at 1 a.m. for you right now. For me, it is currently 3:51 on a Friday. Let's see what else we got here. Saturday at 1 a.m., but it's Saturday morning at 1 a.m. So you have a full Saturday ahead of you. But you said you have to be up at 5 a.m. How is that even possible? You don't even have time to get to sleep to wake up. You got like 4 hours. You should be snoozing right now. You should wake up at 5. You're just gonna go all the way through, pull an all-nighter. You're a madman. Got to play some more R6 after the stream to keep you up, because I'm not going to be streaming for the entire 4 hours that you still have left. Probably be streaming for another 30 minutes to an hour. Go to Venice for shopping. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Just gotta stay awake while you're doing it. Oh, the music went off, did it? And what's going on here? Oh, it's Ketchup. This is a cool track. Check this one out. It's gonna wake you up. This is like my metal song. Like industrial metal, I guess you could say. My mid color, there we go. This is like the Doom soundtrack, my Doom soundtrack. Here we go. Oh, you're not hearing the music? Wait, have you not been able to hear the music the entire time? Here we go, right here. Hell yeah. That's called Ketchup. And I intentionally made it like that because it's supposed to be, how ketchup comes out. Where when you're tapping the bottle and it's all stuck in there, it's like really slow. None of it's coming out. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't it coming out? and then it, boom, just comes out and just explodes everywhere. I didn't increase the delay. No, it should be good. I got a pretty standard bit rate going right now. There might be a little bit of a delay though. I don't know. What up, Snooze 111? Snooze 111? How you doing? Just coloring and listening to some Mookie Laka music, the only music that I can play without getting a copyright infraction. I always wondered if people think I'm just listening to my music as like a narcissistic thing, like, oh, I only listen to my music. Or if it's like some kind of promotion thing, like, oh, listen to my music while I'm doing this. But I'm just doing it because having no music at all is mind numbing. There has to be at least some music in the background, And if I use music that I don't legally own, I can get copyright infringements or whatever. I've had my own live streams get that. Whenever I play No Room Left on a YouTube live stream, it'll get copyright. It'll get like struck by my label or whatever. And then I have to go in and be like, nope, I'm okay. That's me.
Nostra_7 just redeemed hydrate.
Got some
Drink
hydration
that
for you
water.
right here. Spoojnack and hell yeah. I got Spoojnacking too on I got those cassettes. I have them up for sale on my shop, and once those are gone, I'm not getting that reissued. That's those are limited to 100, and it has the hidden track on there too on the cassette. It's a hidden cover of a Cranford Nick's song called "Tattoo on Her Ass." Hell yeah, quality. Have you played it? What color did you get? Because it comes in so many random colors. It's like there's metallic ones and there's all sorts of colors. It's crazy how many colors it comes in. There's like some that there was only one color in the entire batch of 100 that I got. There was only like one of that color. But there's really cool ones too. There's like ones that have like metallic strip in them. I think there were some green ones and blue ones, some silver and gold ones. Else, bunch of different ones. A 10 to 15 second delay. You just said blup right now. So is that a 10-second delay right now for you? Let me look at my my bit rate. I want to look at, I don't know where to look for my, like the analytics, the data, like actions. I could do that on YouTube and I can see, like what my stream rate is. I just saw You just type right now. So how long is that delay? Like a 10-second delay, 15-second delay. Usually it's pretty fast on Twitch. That was the thing that I really liked on Twitch, is that I would be able to have almost instantaneous conversation, and I'd be able to see it on my own phone. I'd look up my Twitch on my own phone and be able to see how long the delay is actually. And on YouTube, it'd be like sometimes up to a minute. It was horrible. It was so bad. I was like I was communicating from the past. The difference when I send the message and when it appears up here is 13 seconds. Oh, when you see it appear on the screen, that's pretty significant. That's wild. So I wonder why it's so bad, because right now, stream health. Yeah, it says it's excellent. It's going really well. I have a incredibly high bit rate, 60 frames per second. Let's see. Inspector. Yeah, let's check Inspector. Yeah, for the last 1.6 hours, I've had excellent connection, stable, 0 unstable events. It's been halfway home. The hell is so intense. I'm scared my windshield. Hey, you said halfway home. What's you talking about? Nope. Sounds like it takes you longer than 10 minutes to drive, Luca. hiding under one of those roofs to color gas station pumps until it dies down. Nope. You gotta be safe. I ain't risking it. Coming in here, getting into an accident, killing a whole car full of children, blaming it on FREAKBaIT. If it wasn't for the FREAKBaIT stream, those children would be alive. Croatia, yeah, I mean, it just takes that long for data to travel all the way from there to here and then all the way from here to there. 13 seconds is pretty instantaneous if you think about how far that data is traveling. Let's see, California to Croatia. Oh, it costs $1,000 to fly here. It's 13 hours if you were flying. I'm just trying to look at the fucking mileage. Maybe I should put mileage. It is 6,200 miles, which is 10,000 kilometers. So it's 6,200 miles. I know he said he's parked, but he's driving. He's still in his car. I don't want him. Should I untime him out? Here, I untimed him out. He's untimed out though. But the moment he starts, I can't judge when he's driving again. I want to see the message. Hey guys, I'm back home safely and I'm not on the road, and no children or old ladies have been dead at my hands due to my negligence of typing in a Twitch stream. I untimed out him. I removed the timeout so he can't talk. But maybe he's driving. Maybe he's responsible enough. Hiding with 3 other cats. There are cats? I know you meant to put cars, but now I'm imagining you're hiding with 3 cats. Or maybe you are actually hanging out with 3 cats. It's believable. Luca's magic. Whimsical magic, Let's see, I'm just going to go back and see how this looks zoomed out. Oh, yeah, that looks good. It's like slimy and gross, like how I wanted it to look. Those highlights, though, I don't really like that color I was using. It's kind of a yellowish. I'm going to see if I can explore. So one of my favorite things about this is I can highlight all of the colors that I just did, all the highlights that I just did, and I could change the colors to whatever I want. I'm just going to go in with a nice hue shift, though. I want it more of a green. Yeah, there we go. We're going to do a highly saturated, but I'm going to make it a little darker. I think that looks good. Yeah, okay, much better. I wanted that green color, so now I could take this green color I made. I could continue these highlights. And you've probably noticed through all my work, the history of everything I've made, there's a little bit of a hand-drawn, sloppy element to it. That's intentional. But it also, it's my style, but it also makes it a lot easier. I like to make it a little ugly, Makes it more human. Let's see AI fuck up like I can. This also, drawing all this shit and stuff like that. I mean, like AI, I don't think would be. Maybe AI could do something like this, because this isn't too bad. But like the boob one that I did, AI would not be able to do that. It would not be able to make a bunch of tits. Like that is like against everything that it fucking stands for or whatever. You'd have to get some special AI or something, some jailbroken one to even make it do that kind of stuff. So that's safe. Currently 1:04 a.m. Filled on caffeine in the hopes and dreams of my mind. Mine inside of Tim Hortons across the parking lot. I want to die in a Rogue Hill store. Lost my cassette tape. I got jackets behind my aging glass. Hell yeah. So those aging glasses are super rare. Dark blue too. Oh, is the actual tape like the color of it? Because there were only, I think, 4 of those, and I own one of them. So if it's the dark blue, like the plastic, like the whole thing is dark blue, that was one of my favorites. I think I separated like 5 from the 100 that I kept for my own. One of them was a dark blue one. One of them was a fully clear one. One of them was slime green. And there's a couple others. I don't know. But the dark blue, that was one of my favorites. It looks gorgeous. It's that really, I don't know. It's a rare one too, yeah. There's only 4 of those in total. Because some of the colors, you know, there's like, I don't know. Some of them, there's only like one or two. But, you know, even though they're rare, they may not be the coolest. There's ones that are kind of, you know, less cool, but there's only one of them. So I guess if people value the rarity rather than the aesthetics, then that would be something that they prefer. But we've been home, but people are going 60 when the speed limit's 110. Okay, you're definitely talking about kilometers right there. Because 110 miles per hour in the rain would be insane. Buh. I like how the little guy, you either have the dancing one, or I guess he's just like idle. Yeah, I'm still coloring this. So this is an hour's worth of coloring. Or when did I start? I started at 2:30. So an hour and a half or so worth of coloring right here. Now, I haven't been going straight, just coloring the entire time. I've been talking with you guys and stuff. But this just shows how much work goes into these. Similarly, when I'm drawing, sometimes these will take several days. Like I don't have any in the works right now. I just finished this and I was exhausted. After I finish this project, this body horror vacui, I want to take a break on drawing for a little while because it's starting to turn into a job for me, and I don't want to hate it because I learned to hate the stuff that I turn into jobs. You know, an umbrella hat for my car. Okay, hold up. I'm going to be right back. I'll still be able to communicate, but I'm going to go grab something quick. This is a classic song that's in the background. It's called Hold On With the Boys. I don't know if you can hear it very well. It's pretty low. This is just all the stuff on the Mutilaka playlist. So, yeah.
Yo, I thought you said this was nitrous oxide. Oh, that balloon?
Alright, yeah, that's the stuff. Here we go. I'm fist fighting boomers, my sis lining tumors. I quit writing scripts while I hitchhiking sewers. I'm knee deep in shit with my lips flying rumors. We midnight consumers, so quit whining losers. Edits overlord, huffing Veblen Jacob. Penetrate my
Oh, we got our box. Nice. Okay, sorry, I'm heading back in. Got a package. Okay. Canadian car insurance doesn't cover hail damage because hail is so bad and so frequent that it's be a massive waste of cover. Man, that's wild. So they just say if you got hit by hail, too fucking bad. You just got to deal with it. There's no like special hail insurance you can pay extra for or something. Because that's pretty wild. That it's just like I'd love to be an auto glass company in Canada. Because then you're making bank from people. They always have to end up buying your shit. And they have no subsidization through some corporation. Actually, I think that'd be bad. It'd be better to exploit the insurance agencies rather than poor individuals who have no control over it. Bastards over here. exploiting the poor man. Umbrella for man. Your roof is not dented. No, you got to take a picture of the hail that you're getting then, because I've experienced some crazy hail in my area too, and I've never had any car damage from it. That would be wild, having car damage. Oh wow, there's unban requests on Twitch. I didn't know that people can appeal their bans. I think that's a good thing. It damaged your wiper. Oops, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing, and now it's all stupid. Oh no, what did I do? Why did this do this? No, I messed up. There we go. Okay, I fixed it. Just got an oil can. I can't afford anything else. There we go. I lost my whole stream. My stream went down. I thought it closed it for a second, but it's good. You got an oil change, and now you're stuck in the scary rain, the hail rain. How did it damage your wiper though? How does hail damage a wiper? Let's see, what color should this intestinal tract be? Because I have a lot of red and pink down there. I can maybe make some more of this green, and just maybe it'll be even part of the same structure. And then so this whole intestinal tract, all this whole area will be intestinal tract. Let's see, will it travel? It will probably travel all the way to here. And then this is where it latches on. Cool. So this, we'll cut it off right there. There. This will be like the butthole section right here. And then this whole area. I haven't recorded any new music in such a long time. I want to. But I've been so busy with so many other projects, including this one. And I've been doing a lot more streaming. Oh no, what did I do? I gotta find out why I did that. Here, let's see. We're gonna take away that. Oh, it's because of this little line right here. See how it didn't connect all the way? There we go. Now it should work. Beautiful. Rubber piece isn't attached anymore. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, here. No, I'm gonna save you the bam, you're timed out. You don't even have to disable or whatever. I think you could still watch stuff. You could still watch it while you're timed out. You just can't talk. Save you the trouble. So even if there's something that you feel that you emergency have to say, like, oh no, you know, you have to say this thing. Nope, you're not able to. I don't want to contribute to your unsafe driving. I feel like some of these sections I might have to make a little darker than that section down there, because this is more, yeah, like this whole section down there I'm going to make dark. It's going to be a second layer of shadow. Oh, I love this track. I'm going to just put up this music for a second. We're going to vibe on this track. I really like this one. I'm going to restart it too.
Clouds like dreams floating across the sky blue mind.
It's called POV. Oh, that part makes my ears come. It's so fucking sexy. I just love it. Yeah. Just my ears. That's the only part that's coming. That's such a good track, though. I like that one. What's funny is that track was actually written for a really stupid series that I had. I mean, it was funny, but it's just a very sophomoric humor series called POV. That's why that track is called POV, which means point of view. And there was one, it was point of view, the last meal you ate. And it was all the same exact image with the same exact music, but it had different captions. And it would say POV, the last meal you ate. And it would be going down, an intestinal tract. Basically, you're just going down, you're on the inside. It was like proto being poop with FREAKBaIT, basically, when I was first learning how to do that. And then, so it was POV, your last meal you ate, and then POV, his load, and then POV, your first memory. So in every iteration, it kind of changes on what it could be, what your perspective is. One, you're in an intestines, and one, you're you could possibly be in an intestines. Who knows what his load could be or where it could be, and then your first memory, I'd imagine that's you being born, possibly, or maybe you traveling down the fallopian tubes or something. But you're just coming down some organic tunnel that looks very, I guess I do a lot of that because I'm working on something right now that's a bunch of organic, gross body horror stuff. You'll be your victim of today's mission. Man. Okay, let's see what other colors we could go right here. So we got this green, and I really like how that looks next to the pink and the red. Like, I think the juxtaposition of these two colors is fantastic. I could do some little highlights on this, maybe. So I want to make it look slimy. I want everything to look like it's wet. I want it to have a highlight to it, so it's like gross and slimy. Oops. I wouldn't take any advice from me as an artist. You can maybe see what I do and be like, oh, I want to do that too, or whatever kind of stuff. But everything that I do is just self-taught, so I'm not going to give you the best advice on how to do things. It's all through experimentation. I feel like that's the best way to learn stuff, because you're going to learn how not to do something is gives you so much more information than how to do something. If you learn how to do something, you're only learning this one section of the map, but if you learn how not to do something, you learn a whole wide, learn the whole thing. It's like learning the maze. If you have a maze in front of you, basically, and if I gave you just the answer, if I showed you here, this is how you solve this maze right here, that'll teach you how to solve that maze. Excellent. But if you traveled every single path in that maze and you learned every single nuance of that maze, that will teach you how to solve a maze. Not just that maze, but all mazes. And, well, I mean, not necessarily, but metaphorically, if you get what I'm saying. We're not talking about mazes here. But I feel like it's just much better to learn by trial and error and finding out what doesn't work to find out what does. Because then you're going to find your voice too, really. I think that's how, because if other people teach you, oh, this is what works for me and this is what I do, then you're just going to kind of assimilate their voice, and you're going to be like doing like covers of their stuff. But if you do your own stuff and you find your own voice and your own aesthetic or whatever, then that's the true, that's your art, or whatever you're creating. It doesn't have to be art even. It could be anything, just any type of act of production. It doesn't even have to be a creative production. It could be just some kind of almost pseudo manufacture, and still your voice would show through, unless you're just pressing like print. Let's see, what color should all this gross little circle things be? I find I draw these in a lot of my stuff, in a lot of my, body horror vacui, because it just looks like eggs or something, festering. It looks gross. It looks organic too, and it gives almost like a trypophobia feel. The best advice is creativity, practice, and stability. Absolutely. I feel like the just reiteration, just do purple and blue. Fuck yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's the way we're gonna do it. I like that. That'd be great. I think reiteration, just doing something over and over and over again, will really like help you master it. And if you suck at something, if you're struggling with something, do that over and over and over again. You'll find that you'll stop sucking at it. You'll get better each time. I feel like people look at more like people that have spent more time, people that are further along in their path, and they compare themselves where they are, and they're like, oh, I could never do that. I could never, paint a realistic portrait because whenever I sit down, it comes out like a stick figure. And it's like, yeah, so did it do that. Like they had to do that too. They went through the trials of having to deal with the shitty, output, the stuff that you don't like. But soon you'll start making stuff that you kind of like. And then within time, you'll be making stuff that you really like, and you'll become, an artist in your own right. You just have to keep on doing it over and over and over again. In the beginning, for a lot of things, especially more difficult things, or for like, in my case, or the case of anybody who attempts it, a 3D animation has a very steep learning curve in the beginning because you have to learn the tools. But once you learn the tools, which are very tiresome and nuanced, there's so many little tiny things like, oh, if you didn't uncheck this box, that's, 4 layers of menus deep. So that's why it's not rendering correctly. It's like that kind of stupid shit that you have to deal with constantly. But other than once you get through that, and you're given these tools, you could create anything. Like if you had the time and you had the passion, you could do a full length feature film by yourself with 3D animation. In fact, there's this one content creator, I guess you can call him, that I'm like internet friends with, that I've worked with, a collaborator, I guess you can call him, called Dago Boop. That he is making a full, it's not even a feature film. It's like 8 hours long now. It's incredible. He's making a whole series, a 3D animated, and it's kind of a mixed media because he does a lot of different styles. It's really cool and very unique. But he has a whole series on his on YouTube that you can go watch right now. I think he has like the first 6 episodes or something. It's incredible. It's really, really amazing to see that one person made it too. Especially in the time that he made it. He's only been working on it for like, I think like a year or so. And he's already got a ton of episodes. Each episode's like 45 minutes long. And it tells this whole crazy ass story, very deep lore, very complicated, and really well written. And it's like, it has its own style. It may not be for everyone. Some people might not like, because he switches styles a lot in the media itself, in the movie or whatever you'd call it itself. But everything is really cool. Like it's just, he does kind of like a 3D animation, and then he does a like a 2D hand drawn kind of weird. I don't know. It's very unique. He has a very specific style that you can tell that he made it, that he's not trying to copy anybody else, that he wasn't inspired by something and he wanted to make a thing. He's making something that's purely his. And I really like that. Like that is something that nobody else but him could make. He does all the voice acting, or a majority of the voice acting. I believe he does a majority of the music. But yeah, it's crazy how prolific he is. And you've probably seen his shit, just his shitpost stuff. Like he has ones like how to slide on your ass. He does a lot of weird surrealist stuff. He made a video, a pretty viral video, where he's like hanging out with his friends, and then I forgot how it plays out, but then like the camera pulls back and it turns out he's like talking to nobody. It's all in his head. He's like hallucinating the whole thing. And it's like funny, but also super dark and alarming and like very, like it's good. He's really good at that kind of stuff. I definitely recommend checking out Dago Boop. I've worked with him before too. He had a script that he hit me up with that he was working on. He was like, hey, I want to do it. Color. There we go. He was like, hey, I got this script and I need help animating these couple scenes. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll help. Or actually, it was like animating most of the entire thing. He basically wrote the script and I animated it. And I was down because it was cool to collaborate with him. And it was a good script. It was basically like a reiteration of the infinite monkey theorem. And you could find that on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all those. Just look up infinite monkey theorem. Or actually, no, that'd be really difficult to find because I'm sure there's 1,000 different things about that. Just look up Dago Boop. It should be on his page. I think we did a collab, so it'll be on my page on Instagram at least, but you'd have to dig through fucking 100 videos to get back to it. Just doing all this different like little shading. And then I want to come through actually and change the coloration of a bunch of these so they're not all just this one uniform purple. But hey, Luca's back. Hell yeah. Trying to figure out how to hide his mother's gift from her without a bag. How big is the gift? Because I could help you hide stuff. Let's see. But I want to change the coloration of a bunch of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just highlight a bunch of these, and then I'm going to color shift them. And I'm going to do that a few times until we have a good variance amongst them. Hopefully it doesn't look too sloppy because I am kind of doing this quickly. I do find that when I am drawing or doing any type of creative endeavor on a live stream, I do perform differently. I go a little faster. I feel like I have to be entertaining. When I'm doing it by myself, I feel like a little bit more like I'm just, I guess it's kind of like masturbation. Art is kind of like masturbation. Like when you do it by yourself, you feel comfortable. You can do whatever you want. You can take your time with it, you know, but when you're doing it in front of other people, you have to like perform. You have to make it look good. Sometimes that makes it a little uncomfortable or unnatural. You know, it's not going to be how you are when you're all comfortable in your room by yourself. I feel like that's what art is. That's why I don't like doing a time-lapse drawings, because I've done them several times. And like, oh man, the last one I did, I was so pissed. I did a whole time-lapse drawing. It turned out great. The art turned out great. And then I went back and looked at the camera, and it was out of focus. So it was like, you could still see it. I posted online, so you can go watch the time-lapse. I think it's on my Threads account. So it's a time lapse of like a girl with a chainsaw fighting off zombies. I think that's what I drew. But I'm just so pissed off thinking about it too. Because like I spent this time, I was excited that I finally got a fucking good time lapse. Because anytime I do a time lapse, it turns out shit. Hey, yeah, get some sleep, Nostra. Get your 3 hours of sleep before you have to wake up. I don't know why you stayed up so late, man. But yeah, every time I try to do a time lapse, I always fuck it up, and it's because I get in my head because I'm like, oh, people are watching, even though people aren't watching actively. You know, it's not like the audience. I'm not streaming my time lapse. That'd be even more stressful. But it's just knowing that there is oh shit, what is going on? Why is it doing that? Oh, hopefully, sometimes I have an issue where it does this, where it'll. Okay, I didn't do it. Cool. Where I would have to restart Photoshop if it gave me that issue again. But it keeps on like, if I try to highlight something, it'll keep on thinking that I'm like highlighting another part, and it just fucks it all up. I don't know. It just messes it all up. But yeah, I feel like art is like masturbation. You know, you can't. If you do it in front of people, it feels like performance, and it's unnatural, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. To be honest, like I don't like this is okay. This I don't feel like it's too big of a deal to do a coloring live stream because I can't fuck it up too bad. But to do just a live stream of me drawing, I'd probably fuck it up so many times. And just having that in my head that like, oh, you're gonna fuck it up, and everyone's watching. They're gonna see how much like you know of a shitty artist you are. It's like as if I even really care. Like I tell people how much of a shitty artist I am. You're only seeing what survived. So you're only seeing the good stuff. You don't see all the fucking huge pile of paper that I've thrown away, all the garbage. But just I don't know. I just get in my head. I can't control it. Maybe one day I'll be able to live stream. Ooh, I like having like a little bit more of a pink in there too. So we got like pink and blue and purple. I'm gonna do a couple other colors though. I want it to be a kind of a wide variety. Almost looks like a berry. It looks actually kind of good right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll do one more color because I do notice there's a little bit more purple than all of them, but it looks really good. It almost looks, dare I say it, edible. It looks like something you'd want to eat, even though it's supposed to be like a festering wound. I'm sure when I turn all this, because I think I'm going to do all this coloration right here, like fleshy color, like pinkish, like pinkish brown or whatever. Car is damaged. How did it get damaged? How is the size of a Lego botanical box? Oh, the box is. Oh, that's what you're trying to hide, man. That's tough to hide. You might be able to hide it in your car in like the wheel well. No, because it would get damaged like by water or something. Maybe bag it up and hide it inside the car in the wheel well. Not in the wheel well, but like where you put the spare tire in the trunk. Maybe. I don't know. Depending on the size and everything. What other places could you hide it? I don't really know the layout of your house, so I couldn't really give specific house layout. And putting it like under your bed or in your closet's pretty basic, depending on how intrusive she is in your privacy. If she's not intrusive in your privacy, then fuck it, just throw it under your bed. It'll be safe under there, and you'll let she's snooping around all the time. And it's funny because then she would just find her present, and it's like, yeah, that's what you get for snooping around, you untrustworthy. No, I'm not going to say. So Luca's car is damaged. What's the damage? This has a good solo on it too. I think. Oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't even have just highlighted that. I should have just went straight. Let's see. So I'm going to go right here. I want to give it more of like a tanner. Yeah, right there. So let's see. We're going to follow this. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit. I'm going to restart it too. The audio on this for the vocals. Dented car, really? That's insane. How bad was the hail? How big were those golf ball size or something? You're dealing with some end times level hail over there. Definitely, yeah. I gotta see those. I have to definitely see. I want to see the damage too. That's insane. That sucks that insurance doesn't cover that. I guess you could just be like, hey, I'm a native. That's what happens if you live here. that's part of being a native, is having a dented car. Man, that fucking sucks, man. The highest level of insurance, and even with that, they don't cover it. I don't know. That sounds like some fraud or something. There has to be some company out there that'll cover, right? Hopefully, shit. But I guess not. They're like, too high risk, costs us too much money, so we're not going to pay for it. Kind of like in California, where they stopped paying for the fire protection in the places where they most need it. It's like, yeah, we don't do it. It's too high risk. It's like, what the fuck? That's the one thing that you're to hedge the risk. Like, yeah, if it's too high risk, then we go to insurance. I don't get insurance for things that aren't risky. Why would I? Insurance is for risky things. That's why I pay you money. Stuck in the eye of the fucking storm. That's some bullshit, man. Doing the pictures and the storm chart. Man, you're sending me whole like weather patterns and stuff. Right now I'm coloring. I'll have to check it out probably after stream. That's insane though. Oh, I want to see the eye of the storm. And the golf ball size ice chunks that were pelting your car relentlessly. Yes, the river car, yeah, but the hood is definitely dead. Man, that sucks. But I don't know. I guess since is this the first time you've went through a heavy storm like that in that car? Because if it's such a common occurrence, it might be just, that's just part of being a local, part of being a native to wherever your locality is. If it's a common thing. First time you've been the one driving in it, oh man. I remember there was this one time there was a storm in my area that it just hit out of nowhere, and it was just coming down with hail, so it was just white roads. Suddenly the freeway was white, and there are people in my area, they're not used to that, so they were idiots. And I was just like, okay, I know how to deal with this shit, and I like kind of slowed down. You pump your brakes, you don't really slam them on and everything. But I saw several people crash. I got home, I finally made it home and everything, and a bunch of people were like, yeah, the freeway was backed up. And I was like, oh yeah, that happened pretty much right in front of me. I saw that whole, but I was able to navigate through it without, crashing. And it wasn't anything deadly. It was like fender bender bullshit, but still, it's just, man, learn to drive in the rain, the snow, because it's necessary. Lava car, don't get me wrong. 2017 Honda CR-V. Oh, damn, it's a CR-V. Holy shit. That is way too cold. Negative 51 degrees Celsius. That seems like unlivably cold. Like, how long can you survive outside in that temperature? Do you live, I know you live in Canada, but do you live in like the Arctic Circle part of Canada? That's fucking insane. That is crazy. That is like the opposite of Death Valley in like the same extreme. It's like you're living in like a school bus stop running. They don't give us snow days. That's fucked up. You got to walk in the snow or something, or they're just like, no, you got to drive. You got to depend on your parents to drive you to school. That's fucked up. Man, how do you deal with that? That's some extreme temperature. I used to live in an area that was, 110, 115 degrees even some days on the hottest days. But never, that cold. I wouldn't mind living in normal cold though. That's just extreme cold right there. I wonder what draws people to colonize those areas. Like way back in the day when people were exploring the world, did they just stop in that place and be like, yep, let's set up shop here? Like, I know it gets really cold here, but we could survive. We're resilient creatures. 13 years ago, never once been a snow day. Every other province is pussies. He wears sweats, boots, ski pants, sweater, jacket, mittens, gloves, face mask, torque, scarf, earmuffs. You're just covered in like 4 layers of cloth. If it gets wet, you gotta, man, I don't mind the cold, but I don't know about that kind of cold. That seems like deadly cold. Like literally you could die in that cold. This is a good song right here. This is for all the people who did the missions.
Get you to try new things. If all your friends were jumping off a bridge has gotta be pretty cool. That's what you get for listening to me. That's what you get for listening to me.
I love this bass line. It's like jazzy, but it's like punk. Ding, 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 ding. I love playing bass. It's probably my favorite instrument to play.
Come back anytime you want. I'll be right here.
Piano is my favorite instrument, but I'm not as good at piano as I am at bass. I could kill it on a bass guitar. It's such a sexy bass line. Hell yeah, you learn a bass? What kind of stuff you learning? Like what kind of bass are you playing? Learning this. I own one, haven't touched one. It looks like nerds. It does. It looks so edible. It looks like something I want to eat. It looks like really good, like almost like cotton candy or like wild berry flavor nerds. Exactly. But I like it. I like the color. You know, I like having a lot of color. You know, I actually, here, let me show you a real quick. I'm probably going to be changing it up too. Let's see. So here's the front. So this is the front cover of the Body Horror Vacui zine. But I might change up the colors on these before, because here's what it looks like without the... I kind of like it like without the ink. I mean, the ink definitely makes it look the best, but without the ink, it looks cool. It looks a little smoother. And then without Body Horror Vacui, you can see where the text is, though. It's not like I was going to do all the shading unnecessarily. But you can see like the difference. Bam, I got Body Horror Vacui by itself. Bam, when it's just that. Bam. But this is going to be the front cover of it. I still have to do the back cover. The one that I'm working on currently right now is page 13. So there's so many different pages. Right now, I think I have 18 pages complete. So it's quite a lot that I've got through. Hold on, this music's a little loud. Just putting it down a little bit. There we go. But yeah, so I got and each one takes, you know, hours and hours to draw, sometimes days to draw, and then hours and hours to color. Like I'm about to, I have this stream for about 10, 15 more minutes, and definitely not going to be finishing this in 10 or 15 more minutes. Probably finish this section right here in 10, 15 more minutes. Maybe this up here too, but or at least start on it. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to finish this in the what was that, a 3-hour stream or 2.5-hour stream? Yeah, so it takes a while, as you can see. And I was kind of rushing, honestly. If I want to be completely honest with myself, when I stream, it does affect how I do the art. If I was doing this at 3 o'clock in the morning, I probably would have been a little more nuanced with it, but it's okay. I think this is cool to do it, you know, show the behind the scenes, how this all works. It's a, it's almost like a what's that? There's this chanting that they do. Forgot. There's a specific tribe that does this specific type of chanting. It reminds me of that. It has a sexy ass bass line too. Oh, I bet. Man, Luca's killing it. Running a business, having 2 jobs, going to school. I don't like him. I think that's understandable after hail just assaulted you and attacked your belongings. It's not very cool of hail to do, you know. I can understand your sentiment towards it. I don't particularly like hail either. I like hail when it's outside and I'm inside. Then it's cool because it just sounds like so in my house, I live in like I wouldn't call it like a cabin style house, but it is very cabin style with the roof. It's only a roof. There's no attic. It just goes straight from outside to attic, or outside to us, you know. So when it hails, I hear all of it. When it rains, I hear all of it. There's not a muffling of it. It's just straight onto the wood planks right above. And ooh, that looks so gross and good. I love it how it's like the pink really made it pop and look more fleshy. I wish there were more segments that I could put the pink in, because it only has like that. Maybe this right here I could do as like a pink segment, because it has to be like these like pockmark areas, like, you know, something that looks like it's open, an open section of the flesh. Ooh, maybe even this whole. I ended with a fart. I forgot that song ends with a fart. So stupid. What am I, a child? Farts are funny for no matter what age you are. Man, there's a lot of good bass lines in these tracks. The funny thing with all these Mookie Laka tracks on the It Came From the Internet series, especially the earlier ones, I made those tracks not anticipating people would hear more than 8 seconds of them. Sometimes I would only make 8 seconds of them for the videos, because I just needed like an 8-second loop because every time I'd make a new Today's Mission video, I'd make a new song with it up until No Room Left. Because when I made that, people really liked it. They were like, "Oh, use the one they used before." And anytime I would use a different song, people would be like, "No, bring back the other one." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess I found a theme song. Saves me time." See You All in Hell, really? So that one I wrote when I was still working at this laboratory, and I remember the exact moment I started writing it. I'm going to make this whole thing a pink thing too. I was walking up these stairs. I actually stopped in the middle of the stairs and started texting, and then one of the other lab techs there, she like was coming up behind me like, "What the fuck are you doing standing in the middle of the stairs?" But yeah, that I remember a great green glowing wall of slime creeping up through the horizon. It wasn't originally called See You All in Hell. Same with No Room Left. It was called No More Room. It was a poem that I wrote called No More Room, and then it turned into No Room Left. Lazy Surgeon. That was a fun one. That one I wrote, I was at a different lab. I was actually a lab manager, and my coworker that I was working with was exhausting to work with. It was difficult to work with him. And that song was under the idea of a surgeon staring at himself in the mirror and talking, and he like hating on himself and everything. But basically it was written about my coworker. Not comfortable. Are you religious? I'm not religious. I experimented with all sorts of different religions back in the day. I went to, different churches and I read the Bible several times back in like a high school era. But I'm not religious at all. I feel like I don't need religion to give me morality. If there is a God and he sends me to hell, then that wasn't a loving God, because I've done nothing to deserve hell, But that's my opinions on religion. I'm not particularly religious at all. I would say I'm almost I'm against organized religion. Let's just say that. I feel like personal religion, you can believe whatever you want, but once it starts harming other people or dictating other people's behaviors, then it becomes a problem. But I have fans that are, you know, all sorts. I find that a lot of people, I have a lot of Christian followers or fans or, you know, whatever, people that like my stuff. And I could see they have a tolerance for people like me who are very, if you dig deep enough into my stuff, there's a lot of, guess you could say anti-religious sentiment, almost like satirical. It's not like I don't hate Christians or hate religious people in any aspect, but I do love making fun of God and stuff, you know. And if that's something that damns me to hell, you know, then I don't want to hang out with a guy who can't take a joke. So fuck it, send me to hell. You know, if God can take a joke, then I'll be sitting next to his throne, you know, cradling his balls or whatever they fucking talk about in the Bible. If you read the Bible, it talks about like heaven is, you sit in the glory of God, which is great. That sounds beautiful. But like, I feel like eternity is a long time. Eternity is a long time. And even if you're, you know, the judge of a blowjob contest for all eternity, eventually you're going to get bored. I feel like heaven will turn into hell after a long enough time. Was that the answer you were expecting? I don't mind other people being religious, but I get, oftentimes I'm surprised when, you know, people who like my stuff, you know, I find that they're religious and they still like my stuff. So I'm not particularly religion friendly. I have merch that says, "Can we nuke God?" You know, even though it's not particularly talking about, it's more of like a symbolic act of nuke and God. It's not like we're going to nuke some kind of big dude in the sky or whatever, but more of a symbolic, can we nuke God? No, you can't nuke an ideology or an idea. I came back to Christ a couple months ago. I was just curious. Man, I had a friend not too long ago convert over after being years of being like anti-theist. Like, I'm not really anti-theist. I'm all for people having their own belief systems, as long as they're not trying to force their belief systems on like other people or like influence their behaviors. Then it becomes a bad thing. But honestly, I feel like the Bible is full of so many great stories that give so much like moral guidance. Like, if you don't have that, or if you need someone to tell you how to, you know, react to certain moral things, you know, you can apply those stories to your life, and it's very helpful. But I don't think it's necessary. It's kind of a vestigial ideological thing, but it's still, you know, helpful to people. Particularly like if I notice, I've had friends that, you know, were really into drugs, and then when they get clean, they get really into Jesus, and that's a better addiction to have, I feel. You know, as long as you're not like super like anti-gay or something like that, you could be super Christian and not be, you know, negative. There can be people who are like super Christian and being like proselytizing and everything that don't do anything bad. But then there's ones that do, you know, that they proselytize and, you know, they're hurting, actively harming people. That's the kind of stuff that I'm against. Really, you get that on all sorts of sides too. I'm sure there's, you know, atheists, proselytizers or whatever that go out and, you know, try to convert people and stand outside places and stuff. I've never seen one, but I'm sure there's ones out there. Ooh, I like, so when I scanned this, it takes like all the dusty, shitty textures and stuff, and it converts them either to black or white. There's no gray scale in this. So when you get these right here, would have a gradient, it gives these kind of speckling. I love it. It's beautiful. Do I believe in evil spirits or gods in general? I feel like consciousness is a phenomenon of physics. And I feel like we are the universe experiencing itself. And to come to terms with that, we have to anthropomorphize the universe. I feel like having the idea of something beyond death is helps a lot of people, because the idea of eternity or an infinity is a difficult thing to grapple psychologically. You know, I feel like there is no such thing as good or evil, that morality is a construct that we've created. And that, you know, there is no, I don't know. And this is all just my beliefs. Other people can believe whatever they like, but I feel, oh, why did it feel so bright? I feel like the idea of supernatural is a way to explain things that we can't explain, or a way to make you feel more comfortable with the unknown. Because there are things that you'll never be able to explain. And it's cool when people seem to have an explanation for you and answer all your questions. Then you no longer have any qualms, you know. Now it feels you're armed with knowledge. That's really nice. That's what you know, science tries to do. People tie a lot of their beliefs into science. You know, some of my beliefs, or a lot of my beliefs, are tied into scientific. You know, why I believe something is because of, oh, you know, scientific studies or whatever, which is just as much as, you know, faith. But you have faith in you know, science, I guess. But I don't know. I feel like my individual outlook is that we kind of are living in this chaos. There is no objective truth or reality, and we should just enjoy it while we're here, because it doesn't last forever. You just try to make the most of it while you have the chance to, because eventually it'll be over. Try not to hurt people, you know. I feel like that's a good philosophy that can transcend religion. No matter what religion, you know, like you look at any religion, there's no religion that's actively like, be evil and do bad things. I would say almost every single religion out there is like a moral guidance system that helps you be good, and you know, and spend your short time that you have here being a positive force, rather than being like a leech or a negative force, or doing just bad things. Oh, I accidentally color over that. Oh, and I just lost all that. But yeah, I don't know. This is all just philosophy, so it gets subjective. There is no objective truth. This is a cover from a song. This is a cover of a song from man, I forgot what it's called. It's an old video game from like GameCube era. If you look up Judgment Boy, or just Do You Know Who I Am, They Call Me Judgment Boy, you'd be able to find the original. It sounds a little different than mine. Mine's very lo-fi and funny. It's like intentionally supposed to be kind of bad. You know, we are coming up on the end of the stream right here. 4:59 here. I was going to go until 5. But we did make some progress. Man, Luca is getting attacked by the weather. I think you need to hopefully you have a garage so you can continue to protect your car with that crazy weather. So I think I'm gonna take a break off this. I might finish this later tonight, finish drawing this, maybe not on stream, but I'm gonna have to finish this a little later. I do have some stuff scheduled right now that I have to take care of. We're in 30 minutes, but I wanted to get off the stream by 5. I think what we can do is we can ride this stream out. We can go to the DVD menu, listen to a little bit of music, and just bounce around. So when I switch over to the DVD menu, there's a panel below the stream you can click, and it'll add you to it. you could bounce around for a little while. We could just vibe out and listen to some music. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, Equality. It was great talking with you, like philosophically. That was fun. And then Luca, your trials and tribulations that you've been going through. But here, let's switch over to the DVD and then we can do a raid. But I'm gonna switch over to the DVD and we can bounce around for just a little while because it's a fun time to do that. Here we go. And as I said before, thank you for stopping by. It's always a great time to chat with everybody and just show a little bit of the behind the scenes of what I've been working on, what you can expect to be coming up. Body Horror Vacui, what I'm working on right now, which you saw me coloring, that should be due out next month. I'm aiming for early October. I do, within the next week, have to finish the rest of the pages. So I'm going to be working my fucking ass off to get this thing done. But hey, Equality, if you can give a shout out to your boy, you can ask Jesus to look out for Luca, because it sounds like he's coming for him. But yeah, if you click below the panel or below the live stream, you can join the little bouncy live stream DVD screen chat thing. I don't know. And then let's look for someone to raid. Who should we raid? I want to raid. Are any of my friends on? People I know. What should we raid? When I open it, it's like a bunch of girls, like Fit Check, Obey the Queen. Yeah, then there's like another girl, 18 plus. She's playing Little Nightmares at least. So it looks like it's like a bunch of Gooner material. I don't really use Twitch, so I guess this is what they push people who don't use Twitch. Because yeah, it's a whole lot of Gooner material. That's crazy. I don't know why I wouldn't want to sit in. I guess dudes just want to watch this stuff. How about we look at someone who's, why is all of this Gooner material? I'm trying to click on this. Like, talk to me nice, flirt with me bad. Like, why is this shit? I don't care about any of this. Say, oh, because I'm in just chatting. That's why. So that's what most people are in, just chatting. They want to talk to girls. Okay, well, what should we I want to filter by category that's not just chatting. Like, how do we go to somebody who's not goon bait? No offense to all the girls who are, chatting with their boobies out. Twitch, let me see. Are any of my people that, nobody I follow. Oh, stop it. Nobody I follow is on, because I follow like Meat Canyon, Ricky Berwick, Lyle Forever, Rack Safety Flipnote, Luca Big Pants, Flesh Simulator, Dr. Fox Meat. But I don't have. I mean, Kai Sanat is on. I wouldn't want to raid Kai Sanat. Who the hell can we raid? Ricky Berwick isn't even on. I wish. I like Ricky. That was all the people I follow, but I don't know who we should raid. Here, let's just raid Nothing Forever. It's the AI generated Seinfeld. There's only 8 people watching it right now. Let's find out. After he said all like the bad stuff, he said like anti-Semitic stuff or transphobic stuff or something. It was the AI that said it. It's not like some person said it. But then he got like canceled, got into trouble, and then I think bad stuff happened to him. I don't know. But here, let's raid him after they fix the AI so it's not transphobic and anti-Semitic. Let's hope. Let's hope we didn't raid some fucking transphobic anti-Semitic stream. Oh, hold up. I gotta click raid.
It functions solely on chaos and conspiracy theories. How have you not been deported to Mars?
Because Mars doesn't have yogurt. Or free parking on weekends.
There we go.
Speaking of yogurt conspiracies, how is your girlfriend still mad at me over the banana honey incident? It wasn't my fault her toppings slid off like an avalanche of shame.
Yeah,
And who
it's a
carries
very
around the
interesting
laminated
time to
preferred
join.
toppings hierarchy? That should be grounds for immediate exile from dessert
Okay, well, I'm
consumption.
going to end my stream. Thanks for stopping in, everybody.